Welcome to Dr. Real Estate. This is Jim Anzalone, and today we're going to be talking about previewing for strategic dominance. In other words, how to preview homes for fun and profit. It can be fun. The question is why? Why do you want to preview? And that is an important question because it's unusual that I find that agents don't want to get out and preview homes. Well, that's not entirely true. Successful agents get out and preview homes because they understand how important it is to know their market and to know their product better than anybody else. And that is the key point right here, to know your product better than anyone else. Other real estate agents, but importantly, better than your client. If your client knows the property better than you do or knows what's going on in the marketplace better than you do, you're going to lose credibility, which brings us to our second point, that having that knowledge earns you credibility fast and instantly. They know exactly that they made the right choice in selecting you as their real estate agent because you have demonstrated to them your knowledge and your capabilities. Therefore, you can move to the next point, which is provide professional advice. And that's what they want. They want to know what the value of their house is today in today's marketplace. They also, if it's a buyer, they want to know if they're spending too much for the house, if they're getting a good value. And having done that, you will then be able to fulfill the client's objectives, which is to get their house sold, or in the case of a buyer, to help them buy the house of their dreams. So part of this is remembering the houses that you've previewed. Now, the brain remembers images. Our brain remembers pictures, not words. And I'm going to give you a mechanism, a tool, if you will, so you can have almost total recall when it comes to homes. Let me tell you, let me give you an example of that. Let me prove that to you. I'm going to say the word feather. Think for a minute what pops into your mind. So when I say feather, what do you see in your mind? I can just about guarantee it wasn't the letters F-E-A-T-H-E-R. It was a picture of a feather, maybe a white one, a blue one, or maybe a bird, an eagle, or a hawk. But it wasn't the word feather. It was an image. Now we're going to use that little trait of the brain, our human physiology, to help us remember homes. Let me show you what I'm talking about. We're going to create our personal database of your own homes in your farm. That means you have to visit every new listing that pops up in your farm. I'm going to explain the word farm in a moment. When you visit that home, you're going to take notes. You're going to write some stuff down. And you're going to write it down on a report that you're going to print out from the MLS, the Agent Summary Report. Having done that, and by keeping track of what you've written down, you're going to calibrate your own sense of current market values. You'll have an idea of what houses are selling for right now, and you'll know the market value that you can share with your buyers and sellers. And importantly, you'll see trends. Are prices going up? Are they going down? Is days on market increasing or decreasing? That's what will happen when you do and follow this process. So your farm is a geographic area. Here's an image of a certain area right outside of Seattle. It's got a polygon that I've drawn around this area. You can see it doesn't have to be a square. New MLS allows you to draw any shaped polygon you would like. So this shaded green area is your farm. You want it to be about 500 homes. I'll go over that in 1 second. So my point is now, as you get to know all the homes in this shaded area, you will be able to then say, I'm going to increase the size of my farm. First by this segment, you'll understand that. Then you'll add another segment. They don't have to be contiguous. They can be in other parts. You'll add these streets. Then you'll add this segment right here. There's a big park there, so we'll skip over all that, make it a little bit larger. And then eventually you'll add this. So your farm will expand as your knowledge increases. Like I said, initially it's going to be about 500 homes. What that means is the end result is that you'll have a detailed understanding and well-informed knowledge about your preferred market area. And that means you've got to commit to previewing. You've got to. I would hope that you would commit to previewing 3 days a week, at a minimum 3 days. So now, let's talk about our geographic area. Here are the criteria right in this section. You want an area that has a minimum of 1 new listing a day and no more than about 5. 1, you're not busy enough. 5, you're getting overwhelmed. So you want a geographic area that has about that much activity. So you'll continue to adjust your geographic farm by doing some analysis in your MLS. Once you find that, that physical size that produces that amount of activity, that's your farm. Now, as I've said before, the minimum size is about 500 homes. Now, here's the next important part. Once you have created your farm, you're going to go to your computer, and let's pretend for a minute your computer can speak and understand English, and you say to your computer, hey, computer, here's what I want you to do. I want you to let me know, send me an email message every time someone lists a new home and marks it as active. So every night the computer will go through the database and send you an email message for homes that are newly active in that segment, in that geographic area. So now, for all those notifications on that day, each one of them, you're going to print the report that's called an agent summary report. So you'll have anywhere from 1 to 5 printouts on your preview days. Then you're going to plan your travel route so that you go from your house to the first new listing, the second new listing, the third listing, so on, and then you'll end up at your office so you can begin your day's work as a realtor. So you're going to plan your travel for the most efficient travel route. Before you leave your house, you're going to call each home. On the report, there is a field called phone to show. Now, if it's blank or it's all zeros, it means it's vacant. Don't have to worry about it. If it's got a number filled in, you're going to make a phone call. Here's your script right here. Here's what it sounds like. You dial the number. Most likely, you're going to get a voicemail or a recording machine of some sort. You say, hi, this is Jim Anzalone. I'm with ABC Realty. I'll be previewing your home today between 10 a.m. and 11:30 a.m. If that is inconvenient, please call me at 206-242-1088. Again, my number is 206-242-1088. Thank you very much. And you hang up. That's all you need to do. Now, this is where I'm going to break this first segment, and we're going to pick up in segment number 2. I'll see you in a few minutes, where we continue talking about how to preview a home.